Imagine a dam built to be invincible, a symbol of man's power over nature. It was called the Iron Dam, designed to withstand a 1,000-year flood. But in August 1975, it met a 2,000-year flood, and what happened next became one of the deadliest structural failures in human history. This is the story of the Banqiao Dam disaster. The Banqiao Dam was built in China's Henan province in the 1950s. The goal was noble: control floods and generate power. But the construction was rushed. Soviet-inspired designs were pushed through, and crucial safety features like having enough sluice gates to release water were cut to save time and money. One prominent hydrologist, Chen Xing, was a vocal critic. He warned that the design was flawed, that there weren't enough drainage gates. But this was the era of the Great Leap Forward and later, the Cultural Revolution. Dissent was not tolerated. Chen was labeled a right-wing opportunist and silenced. His warnings were ignored. The Iron Dam was built, a monument to ambition and a ticking time bomb. For 2 decades the dam stood. Then came Typhoon Nina in early August 1975. This wasn't just a storm, it was a meteorological monster. It stalled over Henan province, dumping a year's worth of rain in just 24 hours. The water level at the Banqiao Reservoir rose at a terrifying rate. The few sluice gates they had were blocked by sediment and couldn't be opened. Frantic requests to open the dam and evacuate downstream were tangled in bureaucratic red tape and poor communication. For days, the dam held back an impossible amount of water. Then, in the dead of night at 1 a.m. on August 8th, the Iron Dam broke. It didn't just crack, it vaporized. A wall of water nearly 20 feet high and traveling at 30 miles per hour erupted from the reservoir. It was an inland tsunami. It flattened an entire town in its path, wiping it off the map almost instantly. The initial wave killed tens of thousands in their sleep. But the horror was far from over. The collapse of Banqiao set off a catastrophic chain reaction, toppling 61 other dams downstream like dominoes. A vast area of central China, the size of a small country, was submerged underwater. Millions of people were trapped, clinging to rooftops and trees with no food, no clean water, and no escape. The immediate flood was devastating, but the aftermath was even worse. Famine and disease like dysentery and cholera swept through the displaced population. The official death toll was initially reported as 26,000. For decades, the true scale of the disaster was a state secret. It wasn't until years later that declassified files revealed the horrifying reality. The total death toll is estimated to be somewhere between 170,000 and 230,000 people. Millions lost their homes. The Banqiao Dam failure is a chilling lesson. It shows what happens when we ignore science, when we suppress inconvenient truths, and when we believe our own creations